Hello everyone and welcome to another lesson here on English Like a Native with me, Anna English. Today we are looking at the pronunciation of the letter R. This can be a difficult one for many people to pronounce, even some natives to be honest, but there is also a big difference between how we pronounce the letter R in British English as opposed to American English. So, if this is a troublesome sound for you, then this is definitely the lesson that you want to be a part of. I'm just going to say a very quick hello to the 87 of you that have joined. Hello guys, I hope you're all well and having lovely weather today where you are in England. In London, it is grey and miserable. And also a very quick hello to my patrons. Hi, some of you can't join me because you're working, never mind. Hello Calvin, hello Ella, how are you? Brilliant. Okay, so let's get straight on with this pronunciation lesson. So the letter R. Today I'm only going to look at an initial R, so an R that appears at the beginning of a word. Now, we have a very flat sounding R. What we do is we curl our tongue and we just do this. I always think of a dog getting angry and giving a little bark. Oh, Ella has just dropped a super chat. So good to see you too. Thank you, Ella, for your support. As you know, super chats always go towards the contribution. The contribution of your super chat always goes towards the growth of this channel. So thank you, Ella. That's very kind of you. So this R sound, the tongue isn't really touching anything. It's just kind of floating in the middle. Now, in other languages, people tap the R. They tap it off the top, or in some languages, like Spanish, for example, you trill the R like this. And in English, we just don't. So that's one huge step that you can take towards sounding more like a native. Flattening the R, removing the trill, and removing the tap, just make it flat. Okay, so let's try some words. So initially we have the word right. 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 Now have a look at this. Right. Right. Notice that I don't do right or right. I do right. Right. Very flat. Right. Also, we have the word really. Really. Are you really? And then we have the word red. 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 And we have the word regular. 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 Notice that with all these initial R's, the R's that start at the beginning of the word, I tend to put my bottom lip onto my top teeth. I'm not biting, I'm not folding the lip in, I'm just resting. So what I notice with some of my students is that they open their mouth and do a and they can't understand why their R doesn't work, and it's because their lip is too far away from their teeth. Light, really, red. So make sure that your bottom lip is touching the teeth to get that nice R sound. Right, really, red. Okay? So let's try this first sentence, shall we? We've got Richard rented 5 red Rolls Royces. Now, a Rolls Royce is a type of car. A Rolls Royce is a type of car. I will just say, those of you who are commenting, I'm just going to go all the way to the end of the notes and then I will respond to your comments, okay? So I'm not ignoring you, but just save it to the very end and I will respond to all your questions, or as many questions as I can, at the end, okay? So a Rolls Royce is a type of car. And we have Richard, which is a man's name in the UK. Richard rented 5 red Rolls Royces. Richard rented 5 red Rolls Royces. Okay, and I'll just show you my mouth as I say that. I want you to try this as well. Richard rented 5 red Rolls Royces. What you can do if you struggle to make this R sound, then you can try changing the R for a V. V is made like this. So let's try the sentence with V's instead, just to make sure we get the correct position. Richard vented 5 ved vols voices. It sounds silly, right? But it's a really good exercise to help you get the correct position for the R. Now thinking about the V but going back to an R, Richard rented 5 red Rolls Royces. Good. All right, let's try the next sentence. So the next sentence is, the rain regularly riled Rita. The rain regularly riled Rita. Now, some of you may not know the word riled. To rile someone, if you rile someone, you upset them, you annoy them, you irritate them. So if I'm singing really loudly and somebody is trying to sleep, then I might annoy them, and you could say, I riled them, or they are riled by me. Okay, so also be aware of the pronunciation of regularly. 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 You have to use that tongue on the front, on the roof of the mouth. La 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 la. Regularly. 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 Okay, so Rita, the rain regularly riled Rita. The rain regularly riled Rita. Lovely. All right. Rusty felt really rough. Rusty felt really rough. Now, there are 2 uses of the word rough that we use commonly. Obviously, if something is rough, then it can be the opposite to smooth. So I don't really have anything here that's rough, but if it's not smooth, you would say it's rough. Maybe the edge of the cabinet's a little bit rough. It's rough because it's not smooth. The wall is smooth, the cabinet is rough. But also, if you say, I feel rough, then you're saying, I don't feel very well, or I feel run down. And to be run down is to just not feel the best in terms of your health. Maybe you haven't had much sleep. Maybe you haven't eaten very well for the last few days, and maybe you feel a little bit poorly or ill. Okay, so to feel rough is to not feel very well. So, we have Rusty. Now, Rusty, my first thought is that Rusty, the name Rusty, I would think of more as a dog's name or an animal's name. But I do also know that some men are also called Rusty. Do you know anyone called Rusty? So Rusty felt really rough. Rusty felt really rough. Next one. Reaching Russia by road in a rented car. Reaching Russia by road in a rented car. Let me just show you that. Reaching Russia by road in a rented car. Reaching Russia by road in a rented car. Do you notice that when I say this sentence, I separate it into little sense groups? So, reaching Russia, and then there's an additional bit of information, by road, we're going to be going on the road, by road, and then more information, in a rented car. I put it all together in little sense groups. Reaching Russia, by road, in a rented car. It's very important when you are trying to sound more like a native to break up the sentences in the right way, so you have the right kind of tone and tune when you're melody, even when you're speaking English. Reaching Russia by road in a rented car. Okay, let's do the next sentence. So we have write repeatedly as Rachel wrote wrong. Write repeatedly as Rachel wrote wrong. So a few things to explain here. Write and write have exactly the same pronunciation. The W here is silent. Write. So we have write repeatedly as Rachel, this is a girl's name, Rachel wrote, notice that's another silent W, wrote, and here is a silent W, wrong. Write repeatedly as Rachel wrote wrong. Let me show you that. Write repeatedly as Rachel wrote wrong. Good. That's a good one to practice. Then we have run rapidly, reach the radiator and raise a red rabbit. So this is a silly sentence. Run rapidly means to run fast. So run quickly. Run rapidly. Reach the radiator. So get to the radiator. Reach the radiator and raise a red rabbit. Remember the difference between rise and raise? They both mean to go up, but you rise. If you rise, you do it unassisted. You do it by yourself. And to raise is to lift something with the aid of something else. So this cup cannot go up by itself. So it can't rise. It must be raised. So I would raise the cup. I wouldn't rise the cup because the cup can't go up alone. So I raise a cup. I raise a glass. I raise a cup of tea. I have a cup of tea. I love my tea. But if I got up now, I would rise because I don't need any help to get up. Okay? So, run rapidly, reach the radiator, and raise a red rabbit. Okay, so there you have it. Please, now, if you haven't already, do press that thumb button. Give this video a like. And if you know anybody who might be remotely interested in this lesson, then please do help me to grow this channel by clicking the share button. We're so close to 50,000 subscribers. And if you're not already a subscriber and you're keen to improve your English in a more interesting way, then please do press that subscribe button and the bell notification button so you don't miss any future lessons. And as it stands, I'm trying to do as many lessons as I possibly can, possibly going live Monday to Friday as I previously did back in June. So now is your time to give me your comments and questions. So start writing them down and I will start answering. Patrons, how are you? How did you find that? Does anybody have trouble with this initial R sound? And do feel free to comment and let me know what sounds you struggle with and what words you have difficulty pronouncing. Bear in mind, I have done lots of these pronunciation videos, so if you have a little bit of time, look through the previous videos that I've posted and the previous playlists, and you might find exactly what you're looking for. While I'm waiting for your questions to come through, I want to say a huge thank you to Zahir, one of my moderators, who has been busy in the chat room making sure all of you stay, stay on your best behaviour, and we don't have any trolls in here saying nasty things, because we don't like that. Okay, so Mustafa says, why is the British accent important to learn? It's not important to learn the British accent. What is important is that you are clear and that you can communicate and be understood without any problems. That's what's important. It doesn't matter what accent you have. Of course, some people have a preference. Some people like the American accent, some people like the British accent, some people like an Australian accent or a German accent or whatever accent you have. Some people might like that and prefer that, but you must make sure that whatever you're doing, you can be understood by whoever you're trying to speak to. And so doing these pronunciation classes can just help you to improve your communication skills. So when I'm trying to speak Spanish, for example, I will always try and speak Spanish with a general Spanish accent as best as I can so that people can understand me when I speak Spanish. I hope that answers your question. Nice microphone, Anna. Thank you. This is an old microphone. I'm hoping it's working better today. I know some of you struggled yesterday. I do want to replace this microphone and get a better one that I can then pin onto my top so that it will be close to me and I can move that out and be comfortable to move around without worrying about being close to the microphone, because I am getting cramp in my legs kneeling here on the floor. Do I take tea with sugar? No, I'm sweet enough. No, I don't take sugar in my tea. I try to avoid having excess sugar because sugar's bad for you generally. Although I do like a bit of sugar. I have a very sweet tooth. Okay, patrons, what are you saying? I have, Ella says, oh gosh, why has that dropped down? Ella says, what a helpful lesson. Could you please pronounce the following words? Okay, here we go. Adolescence. Adolescence. Adolescence is a period of time between being a child and being an adult. Adolescence. Then we have eccentricity. Eccentricity. To be eccentric is to be kind of wild and a little bit crazy, colourful, fun. Eccentricity. I don't know if I know this word. Heroical. Oh yes, I do. Sorry. Heroically. I never see it written like that. Heroically. Heroically. To be heroic. To be a hero. Heroically. Genuinely. J. This is an explosive J sound. Genuinely. Genuinely. And demonstrative. Even I'm struggling with these words. Demonstrative. Thank you for that, Ella. I hope you found that helpful. Hello, Eduardo. How are you? All right, let's come back to YouTube. Hi, guys. Johnny says, hello, Anna. Can you make a video about minimal pairs? I find it really difficult to distinguish between words that are similar in sounding. Johnny, can you give me some examples? So give me some examples right now so that some people watching who don't know what minimal pairs are get an idea for that, and maybe we can start a very quick discussion. I'm here for another 7 minutes, so we have time. What is the difference between R pronounced in American and R pronounced in British accents? Good question. American is what we call... American accents generally have a rhotic R. A rhotic R just means that you sound the R. But British English generally doesn't have a rhotic R. Of course, we do the rhotic R at the beginning of a word, like we've done today. Right, read, really. But when the R appears later on in the word, for example, in the word hard, like... it was difficult, it was hard. I would say, as a British English person, I would say hard. No, I wouldn't. That's what Americans would say. I'm confusing myself. I would say, British, hard. It was hard. It was very difficult. Hard. Notice I didn't pronounce the R at all. But if I was an American, I'm going to put my hair around here to show I'm American. As an American, I would say hard. It was very difficult. It was hard. 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 I'm over-exaggerating, of course, but the Americans will make the R sound more. I hope that answers your question. I will be doing some more R. I don't know why I do this. I will be doing some more R lessons, and I will look at the medial and ending R sound as well. Okay? La 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 la. Could you please do a video about passive voice? Sure. What is a radiator? A radiator is a heater that goes on the wall. A radiator. It radiates heat. Okay, and then any other questions? Please explain the meaning of allegedly and apparently and how to use them. Allegedly means that someone has alleged something. Someone has said something. They've made an allegation. So I might say, I might say that you stole from my shop. You came into my shop and you stole from my shop. You stole something. You're a thief. But I have no proof. And everybody else who heard that will turn around and say, allegedly, you stole something from her shop. Is that true? I mean, allegedly you did. It just means that someone has made an allegation. Apparently means that something is apparent, something seems a certain way. You could also say, apparently, you stole something from her shop. But it doesn't necessarily mean that someone's made an allegation. So you can use them interchangeably sometimes, but allegedly would normally mean that someone has made an allegation. Okay? I hope that answers your question. La 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 la. Please make a video about modifiers. Sure, I'll add it to the list. Okay, any more questions, guys? Any more questions? I'm here for another 4 minutes. Could you please explain how to pronounce this phonetic symbol? That phonetic symbol, which looks like a back to front E and a dot dot, is and it's present in words like girl, turn, word, and bird, learn. Okay, the tongue is relatively flat. I'm just going to show you in the Skype group what that particular phonetic sound looks like, so you know what I'm talking about. It's this one. If you can see that, like a backwards capital E with a dot dot. Okay, I'm sure I've done a live lesson on that sound before. If you look back at the live lessons, the daily pronunciation lessons for vowels, particularly long vowels, you'll find that one and you can work through that. Okay, shall we see how many thumbs we've got up for today? Da da da. Ah, you guys are awesome. 101 thumbs. Thank you. That's great. It used to be that I had to push to get us over 100 thumbs, and now you just do it without me having to ask. Amazing. So we are very close to 50,000 subscribers, and I have said on Facebook that if you want to ask me a question, any question at all, it can be about me, it can be personal, it can be about my opinions, then I'm going to be doing a Q&A video to celebrate hitting 50,000 subscribers. So if you have any burning questions that you would like to ask me, then you can feel free to go over to Facebook, find that post. It's only a few days old, so if you just scroll down the Facebook page, find that post and post your question there, and then I will add it to the list of questions for when I do my Q&A video, which will be whenever we hit 50,000 subscribers, which hopefully will be in a week, maybe sooner. Length. Could you pronounce it? Length. 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 Hope that helps. Thanks for your response. You're very welcome. Thanks for this channel. You're very welcome. What's the difference between the glottal T and a true T? T, t is a normal T. T, t, t. And a glottal T is It's when the T is removed and you do a glottalized sound like war. So if I say the word water with a normal T, water, water, water. If I do it with a glottal T, I do water, water. I remove the T and I do a glottal sound. Water, butter, butter. You see the difference? What else? It's hard for me to pronounce the word are, A-R-E. How are you? How are you? We just make it a long vowel sound. Ah. That's all. It's so easy. Ah. And that's it. How are you? You are learning pronunciation. Let's have a look on the Patreon Skype room. Eric, what is the most difficult word in English to pronounce for you? I don't know. I used to struggle with the word Brexit. But I learnt a little trick, although I still have to remember the trick. But Brexit is the word I struggle with the most, I would say. Ah has the sound of oh in water. It's because there's a long vowel, Eduardo. In water, it's a long vowel, or. So it's not oh. We don't want water. It's water. Water. Like or. Okay? And Eric has another comment. I know that some people say that the most difficult word in English to pronounce is sorry. Yes, it's hard to say sorry sometimes. Sorry. Okay, so any more questions, guys? Orthodox says, Anna is a great teacher. Thank you so much. That's very kind. Mohammed, you're the best teacher on earth. Wow, I don't know about that, but thank you very much. Hi, Anna. How do you pronounce though? Though. 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 Thanks a lot, Anna. You're an awesome teacher. Thank you, Alec. You're very kind. What's the meaning of for Pete's sake? English vibe. Great one. Let me just show everyone what this is. So I'm just going to put it in the Skype room. So the phrase is for Pete's sake. It's an expression of frustration. Sometimes we replace the word Pete for God, or we replace it for heaven. So we might say, for heaven's sake, or for God's sake. But different people use different versions of it. But it's just So if I spilt my tea right now on my desk, then I might go, for Pete's sake. I can't believe I've just done that. Yeah, so it's just an expression of frustration. Okay? Could you pronounce provocatively? Provocatively. Great. Do you think it's worth studying elocution if you are not actually living in an English-speaking country? Marcy, if you're using English at all, then I think elocution can help. And actually, generally learning to work your articulating equipment, so using your mouth more, building up the muscles, no matter what language you speak in, learning good communication skills is helpful for everybody. Oh, Ella has just sent another super chat. Ella, you are super kind. And you said, thank you for doing what you do. Thank you, bless you, Ella. That's so sweet. Ella, of course, as you know, you are entitled to any of the notes that I've been writing. Normally with super chats, you get the notes from that lesson that you contribute to, but you can choose from any of the previous lessons as well. So if there's any notes that you'd like, Ella, then just send me an email and I will send them to you. So that is what I do for anyone giving a super chat as a way of saying thank you. Okay, I am going to wrap up now, so I'll just take a few more comments and then I will move on. How do you pronounce the Scottish R? In Scotland, they tend to roll their R in the same way that Spanish do. Like this. Teacher, how do you pronounce again? So with the word again, you can pronounce it in two different ways. You can say again, or you can say again. It's completely up to you. Both are completely acceptable in British English, so up to you. Is it right to pronounce the R in the end of a word, or should we hide the pronunciation? If the R appears at the end of the word, I will cover this completely in another lesson, but if it's at the end of the word, pretend it's not there. Okay, completely ignore it, we don't pronounce it. Drama and melodrama, do they mean the same? No. To be melodramatic, melodrama is over the top. It's too dramatic. Too much. Melodrama. So if I come on here and say, hi guys, I feel a bit sad. My cat's gone missing and I feel very sad about that. That's drama. It's drama in my life. It's drama. But if I come and go, guys, my cat's gone missing. I think I'm going to have to go and sit in the dark corner on my own for hours. I don't know what I'll do without my poor cat. That's me being melodramatic. That's melodrama. So melodrama is over the top. Finally, I caught your lesson online and it's over. Oh, I'm sorry. I will be trying to come online live every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, as much as I can for the next little while. Just a word of warning, anyone who swears or puts unpleasant comments in the comments box, it will be removed and you'll possibly be banned. So keep it polite. Thank you very much. All right, guys, I'm going to have to love you and leave you. I have lots of other filming to do and another live lesson to do on my singing channel. If you're interested in singing, then come and learn to sing with me. I have lots of amazing videos on my singing learning channel, Verba Vocal Technique. The link to that is in the description box below. I also have a brand new channel. It's aimed specifically at very young children. So if you are interested in entertaining your children and you want help with your parenting, or you would like your children to learn some English words, then this is definitely going to be a good channel for you to show to your children. And it's called Bella and Beans TV. And I think the link is also in the description box below under my other YouTube channels. Okay, cool. So I hope to see you again on Friday, tomorrow, of course, because today is just Thursday. So hopefully I will see you tomorrow. It'll be sometime in the afternoon and I will have a topic lesson especially for you. Thank you so much to my fabulous patrons. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate your help. And anyone else who is interested in joining the patron team, we would love to have you. All you have to do to check out how to become a patron is click on the link in the description box below. All right. Lots of love, guys. Take care. See you tomorrow. And have an amazing day. Lots of love from London.